All right, so fully breaking down the amino acid L-Theanine for its neuroprotective effects, its anti-inflammatory effects, its anti-fatigue effects, how it's a bioactive compound of natural origin. Theanine is an anxiolytic, right? It reduces anxiety. It is fostering the release of serotonin and dopamine and other neurotransmitters, and it improves memory. On this channel, we talk about nootropics, TRT, biohacking, and male performance. Please subscribe to the channel because I know you're going to love the content. So, hey, bro, just hit the sub button now. Who are we? We are Cortex Labs, and we're predominantly a male performance company that specializes in globally shipped nootropic stacks. The most prominent of them is the Torque Nootropic Stack, and just launched on pre-order is the Cortex Nootropic Stack. You can now pre-order it for cheaper. I'll have a graphic off for the rest of the video at livecortex.com. When this thing launches, it's going to be $45.99, but you can pre-order it now for $29.99. Ships this Friday. All right, so what we have here is a list of things that break down exactly what the nootropic amino acid L-Theanine is actually doing. This is a good video for folks to pay attention to fully understand how it's going to benefit you specifically to be administering L-Theanine. So let's just jump right into it. All right, number one, a bioactive compound of natural origin. In a long, exhaustive paper titled L-Theanine, a potential multifaceted natural bioactive amide as a health supplement. In the introduction, it goes, bioactive compounds of natural origin have great importance in common day for herbal medicines, antibiotics preparation, health supplements, and other therapeutic uses. Theanine is one of such important non-essential amide bioactive amino acids presented in tea. All right, so right off the bat, we've got a bioactive compound of natural origin. This is the best sort of stuff to be taking. Before we get into the mode of action, let's talk about the biosynthesis of theanine, like how it actually turns into theanine in plants. Biosynthesis. L-Theanine contains a molecular formula, blah, with a molecular weight of blah, and carries a melting point of blah. The odorless, slightly sweet-tasted white crystalline L-Theanine is transparent, colorless, water-soluble in nature. Theanine biosynthesis in tea. Okay, this is originally where this, comes from in tea. You can find it in green tea. You can find it in certain types of teas. Starts with the amino acid and alanine presented in higher amount in root with the enzyme alanine decarboxylate and produces ethylamine mostly found in the leaves. Another free amino acid, which is glutamic acid, mainly found in the stem, reacts with the ethylamine to produce theanine. This is how the theanine is created in the plant. What theanine actually does. Let's talk about the mode of action of theanine. Theanine actually ends up doing a ton of different things, so kind of sit back for this one. I'll just explain, everything in this section. Theanine is basically a non-toxic for all mammalian cells, okay? So very important thing. Theanine is not a toxic chemical, nor can it become a toxic chemical. There have been no adverse effects in physiological and histopathological characteristics. Theanine in L form, which is what we get supplemented, there's the D form and then there's L form. We're only really talking about the L form. We don't get the D-theanine anywhere, because actually they compete with one another and inhibit the ability for one another to work. So you wouldn't want to take them together. Has a very unique mode of action in mammalian systems as mentioned below. Predominantly, L-Theanine increases dopamine and serotonin production in your brain and induces relaxation through the enhancement of alpha wave activity in the brain. That is an electrical frequency that is associated with deep level meditation. I do not really know how theanine is increasing dopamine production, but suffice it to say it is. So, serotonin boost, dopamine boost. This is why it's an anxiolytic for a lot of folks and why it kind of gets people in a really good mood when taking it. That's one of the targets. You want to get in a great mood, take L-Theanine. Next, in terms of actual effects, theanine is an anxiolytic, right? It's a nootropic, it's an amino acid, but it's classified as an anxiolytic. And anxiolytics tone down stress, anxiety, and make you relax. It's actually really cool to have a safe, non-toxic, right, natural origin, biochemically active compound that will reduce anxiety. In section 7 here, doses and physiological effects applied for L-Theanine in mammals, recent studies referred anxiolytic effect of single dose of theanine up to 200 to 250 milligrams per day and may be extended up to 1250 milligrams a day. So like you could get an anxiolytic, anxiety reducing effect from taking L-Theanine in 200 to 250 milligrams a day. I get it from substantially less than that. Some people require more. I did a video, if you're really interested, it has 104,000 views here on YouTube 6 years ago, seems like longer than that, which talks about high dose recommendations for the anxiolytic effect to truly remove anxiety, right? And a lot of people, not everyone. If you're interested in that, go watch this video, L-Theanine, a super nootropic plus high dose recommendations. Next, I mean, what's a nootropic without it being neuroprotective? There is neuroprotection. Back to the Science Direct paper, it goes, theanine helps to protect neuronal damage and improve function by reduction of cerebral infarction by inhibiting different neurological functions like catalase, superoxidase, dismutase, and succinate dehydrogenase activity. Gets us an enzyme, which ultimately ends up reducing oxidative damage of neuronal cells. Like, you call me with bullshit. Oh God, I can't do it, man. Some of the mechanisms, like the internal, really complex scientific mechanisms of L-Theanine induced neuroprotection, actually had efficacy in reducing or decreasing neurotoxin induced neurotoxicity, oxidative stress, and also Parkinson's and Alzheimer's diseases. Like, you know, pretty impressive. Okay. Next, anti-fatigue. L-Theanine is an anti-fatigue nootropic chemical. Anti-fatigue effects, we're at 8.4 right here. L-Theanine causes rises of the concentration of dopamine and hepatic glycogen are resulted in the alleviation of physical fatigue. Prolonged theanine treatment reduces 5-HT, serum urea, and lactate, as well as increases dopamine and hepatic glycogen levels. So if you're increasing, so like one of the primary mechanisms I would wager there is increasing glycogen. If you're increasing glycogen, you're increasing stored glucose, right? To be released later to energize you. That's the anti-fatigue, one of the primary anti-fatigue mechanisms, besides the increase in dopamine concentrations. And then lastly, what's a good nootropic without improving like a functional part of your brain? Improvement in memory. 8.1.1 goes, improvement of memory. L-Theanine promotes the maturity of nervus centralis during the neural maturation period, which is beneficial for brain development. Ameliorates learning and memorizing ability by the elimination of acquired memory disorders, oxidative stress, and improves brain alpha waves. Cognitive functions can be enhanced by bioactive compounds through the rise of brain neurotransmitters such as dopamine, 5-hydroxytryptamine, glycine, and Y-aminobutyric acid, which is GABA. That's GABA. All right, so like that's what theanine is actually doing, right? This amino acid nootropic that, those of us vets and people that are in, nootropics for quite some time usually often talk about, or it's in, a lot of good nootropic stacks for good reason. It's a bioactive compound of natural origin. The biosynthesis of theanine explained in tea. All these reactions creates theanine. What it actually does, increasing brain serotonin, initially a drop off later, but steady increases in brain dopamine production. It is an anxiolytic. And again, you should watch that video where I discussed high doses of it. This is the video again. L-Theanine, a super nootropic right here, plus high dose recommendations. Like, if you're running into anxiety and it's become a disorder or it's interfering with your life in some marked way, higher doses of theanine are magical for this, my friends. Neuroprotection, reducing oxidative stress, ameliorating some of these neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Anti-fatigue through the increase in dopamine, as well as the increase in stored glucose or glycogen, and then improvement in memory. This is why, I'll go back to it, L-Theanine is a super nootropic. Okay, guys, so the Cortex stack is finally here. Now, V1 or version 1 was out for 8 years. It was a killer on the market. Everybody loved it. It shipped to 40 countries. However, it was time for us to make a change, and it was time for me personally to make a change, and I've been wanting to do a stimulant balancer for a long time. So we revamped the formula, and now Cortex V2 is officially here, and you can go pre-order it, okay? It starts shipping this Friday. So it's going to start shipping in 3 days anyway. So you can wait 3 days or you can pre-order it now. If you pre-order it, you're getting it for $29.99, okay, right here. Whereas if you wait till ship day or launch day, which is this coming Friday, it's going to be $45.99 a bottle, guys. All right. So if you want to try the Cortex stack, which is a profound focus and flow stimulant, revamped formula. I mean, the stuff is very strong and turns on hyper focus and flow at the same time, while giving you motivation and energy and all the stuff a nootropic should do. You want to order it, cheaper now, $29.99 instead of $45.99. You can literally do that in the description below. Go pre-order Cortex. It will ship September 1st. So whatever shipping option you choose, it's going to ship September 1st once we start shipping. It's already at the fulfillment center, but they've got to SKU it. They've got to put it on the shelf. They've got to get the packaging straight. There's a process there that they've got to go through. So my friends, I'll do an official announcement of it on launch, but suffice to say, the page is up. You can actually go look at the bottle. You can go look at the ingredients, including dynamine, including teacrine, including acetyl L-carnitine, including theanine in the mighty Cortex nootropic stack. V2 is here, and you can go pre-order it right now. Links in the description of this video. All right, everybody. Thanks for being with me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you were able to learn something. Please subscribe if you liked anything that I said on the channel. I'd really appreciate it if you guys liked the video too. If you like it, if you don't, fine. If you dislike it too. All good. Hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next one.